It's 2 in the morning. You're wide awake, staring at the ceiling, wondering why your body refuses to let you go back to sleep. If you bring this up to a doctor, or even just search for it online, you'll be told it's a problem: insomnia, a malfunction of your internal clock that needs to be treated, managed, or medicated. But what if you aren't broken at all? That sudden alertness in the middle of the night might actually be your body executing a very specific, deeply buried piece of biological code. To figure out why this happens, we have to look past the modern world. Strip away the street lamps, the glowing screens, and the switches we flip. For over 300,000 years, every single one of your ancestors spent roughly half their lives in near total darkness. That black sky is what actually wrote our evolutionary software. Before humans learned to control fire, our daily routine was identical to any other primates. When the sun went down, our vision was useless. Moving around meant becoming prey for leopards and hyenas that could see perfectly well in the dark. So we climbed trees, found shelter, and stayed absolutely still. A campfire solved that immediate physical threat. A burning flame creates a circle of safety roughly 30 feet wide. Inside that ring, you survive. Outside of it, you don't. This clock diagram shows how that safety barrier manipulated time. The ancient useful day ended at sunset, giving humans maybe 8 to 12 hours to get things done. Fire instantly added 2 to 4 usable hours to the end of every single day. To see exactly how we spent that extra time, anthropologist Polly Wiesner spent years recording conversations among modern hunter-gatherers in the Kalahari Desert. During the day, about 80% of their talk was logistical: hunting plans, gathering routes, economic survival. The moment everyone gathered around the flames, the dialogue flipped. Suddenly, 81% of the conversation became stories. People shared adventures, told jokes, and mapped out myths about the origins of the world. The campfire was our original theater and classroom. Those extra evening hours gave our ancestors the physical space to think beyond immediate survival and begin imagining things that didn't exist yet. Eventually, the embers burned out. The stories stopped, and it was time to actually sleep. And this is where our modern understanding of rest diverges from reality. In 2001, historian Roger Akirch spent 16 years digging through old court records, reading historical diaries, and analyzing medical texts. He found over 500 historical references to a nighttime routine that nobody in modern science expected. This timeline illustrates what he discovered. Before the industrial age, human beings did not sleep in one continuous block. They practiced biphasic sleep. They went to bed shortly after sunset, slept for 4 hours, woke up for a distinct 1 to 2 hour awake gap, and then went back to sleep until dawn. First sleep and second sleep. Historians had been staring at this evidence for centuries. The concept is documented everywhere, stretching all the way back to ancient Greek literature, including passages in Homer's Odyssey. During this quiet midnight window, often called the watch, people were incredibly active. Doctors recommended it as the best time to study, reflect, or conceive children. People would visit their neighbors or simply lie still and interpret their dreams while they were still fresh. Nobody viewed this gap in rest as a disorder. This split rhythm was the standard, undisputed way every human on the planet operated for thousands of years. History tells us people slept this way, but science proves that we still can. In 1992, psychiatrist Thomas Weir set out to test if this biphasic pattern was still physically hiding inside modern humans. He ran an experiment where he took a group of volunteers and removed every source of artificial light from their lives. For an entire month, they experienced 14 straight hours of total darkness every single night. Within weeks, the results were uniform. Without anyone suggesting it, every single participant's biology automatically reverted to the ancient rhythm: 4 hours of sleep, a few hours of quiet wakefulness, and then 4 more hours of rest. When Ware measured their hormone levels during that middle-of-the-night gap, he found their brains were pumping out elevated levels of prolactin. The subjects weren't frustrated or restless. They reported feeling a deeply peaceful, meditative state of mind. That midnight window is a biologically distinct state of human consciousness, hardwired into our biology and waiting for the right conditions to turn back on. We lost that state of consciousness because of our success in lighting up the world. Street lamps and gas lights started the process, but when Thomas Edison commercialized the electric light bulb, the natural darkness that shaped us was erased within a generation. This cross-section of the eye shows what that light does to you internally. When artificial illumination, especially the blue light from screens, hits the retina late at night, it sends a powerful daytime signal directly to your brain. Your body cannot tell the difference between the sun and a smartphone, so it halts production of melatonin, delaying your sleep cycle and permanently fracturing the circadian rhythm that evolved over millions of years. We wanted to make our cities safer and our days longer, but in conquering the night, we accidentally wiped out an entire phase of human experience. Which brings us back to you, lying in bed at 2 a.m, staring into the dark. When this happens, your body is not malfunctioning, you do not have a disease, and you aren't failing at sleep. You are experiencing the echo of a rhythm built over 300,000 years. Your brain is trying to give you a window of silence, built strictly for deep thought and reflection. We traded that peaceful, evolutionarily hardwired state of mind for the convenience of a light switch, and most of us have lived our entire lives without ever knowing it was gone.